Is the basketball court the new battleground for political commentary? And can a sports legend step off the court and into the political arena without fouling out with the fans?
Charles.
I know, Gayle.
Charles.
Gayle.
You really can't say that because A, you don't mean that.
Oh, I mean that sincerely. I'm going to just tell you something.
And then you will be arrested for assault. And then what?
What's going on, crew? Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you were able to make it back and spend some time with me today again. Let me just hop straight to this question. You know, when did our beloved sports become the soapbox for political punditry? Because your boy Barkley has actually sparked an outrage here recently. But my question to you is, the heat from the flames warranted? Or are we just kind of basking in the warm glow of free speech? Now, I'm actually going to go ahead and get into the video and an article about what's happening with Barkley. But before I get into the show, folks, I just need to say this. If this is your first time here, I'm going to ask that if you could be ever so kind as to drop a token in the tip cup by hitting that like button, because your support fuels the journey. And I'm grateful for every supporter that I have. Now, let's go ahead and get into the show. All right, guys, check this out. Charles Barkley backtracks, but still calls any black Donald Trump supporter, and I quote, an idiot. Charles Barkley says he won't punch black Donald Trump supporters in the face, but didn't back down from his comments on Trump supporters. All right, so last week, Charles Barkley made it clear how he felt about any black person who supported former President Donald Trump. On Wednesday, he backtracked on when he said he would punch those supporters in the face. Barkley explained his comments during an appearance on CNN's King Charles show. Well, let me say, is the camera right there? I want to make sure people can hear me, Barkley said. Number one, obviously, I'm not going to go around punching random strangers in the face, first and foremost. Secondly, people can vote for who they want to. People can vote for who they want to. The point I was trying to make, the point I was trying to make it when Donald Trump compares his plight with the other black person. That is what I had a problem with. Man, it's really hard trying to read Charles Barkley's words, man. I get flubbed up on my words too sometimes, but trying to read his actual words is a challenge, brother. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. While Barkley distanced himself from violence, part of his comments, he refused to back down from what he said about blacks who support Trump. Now, I do want to say this. I want to make it perfectly clear, Barkley said. If you're a black person and you're wearing a Donald Trump mugshot, you're a freaking idiot. My man Chuck, why you gotta be an idiot, Chuck? I mean, nobody was saying anything when people was walking around with Tupac shirts on, or when they were walking around with what's his name, Nipsey Hussle shirts, right? Nobody was saying anything then. What's wrong wearing a Trump mugshot shirt? I mean, I personally wouldn't wear the shirt, but I mean, you know, to each his own. He goes on to say, and I'm only saying freaking idiot because they won't let me say what I really want to say, but you can figure it out. It starts with an F, but you are. Listen, people can vote for who they want to, but for him to compare his plight with that of other African, I don't even like that term. The black people in America is asinine and stupid. And like I said, you guys can put on those too small t-shirts like you all got them on. Get a big size if you're going to wear it. Don't put on a medium and act like you got muscles. But that is so, that bothered me. So Chuck mad. Chuck mad. All right, I'm tired of talking. Let's go ahead and play the video.
I got indicted a second time and a third time and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. The mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts.
When you heard that, what did you think? Big sigh.
First of all, I'm just going to say this. If I see a black person walking around with Trump mugshot, I'm going to punch him in the face. I'm going to just tell you something.
And then you will be arrested for assault. And then what?
I'm going to bail myself out and go celebrate.
All right, crew, we just got finished taking a look at that. Trump says some wild shit sometimes. I'm not even going to try and defend him on that. But in this particular instance, I don't really think that was racist at all. On a racist scale, I'd probably give it a 0, maybe a 0.5. I think it was a little insensitive, but I don't think it was racist. But you know what? I don't know. Was it even truly insensitive? I mean, he was really talking about things that he's actually heard. He didn't say, I believe this statement. He said people are saying. So I don't really see how that got turned into a racist statement. I mean, at this point, I just feel like people have TDS so bad, they're just kind of reaching for or grabbing for straws just because they hate the man so much. You guys want to see racist? I'll show you racist. Check this out.
In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. Really, I'm not joking.
Yeah, so that was racist.
Romney wants to let he said in the first 100 days, he's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains.
Yeah, that was racist. Oh, and there's another one.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids.
Yeah, that was racist too. And here's another.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
All right, crew, see that was racist. Now, I know you guys all seen the video of Joe Biden when he actually sat down with the black family. They were eating a bucket of fried chicken. I'm not even going to play that video because, you know, that shit right there, that was racist. But you know what goes good with fried chicken? You know what? I'm not even going to tell you. Tell them, Hillary.
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now,
yes.
listen, I just want you to know people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Is it working?
Yeah. All right, crew, we just got finished watching that. And you know what? I'm going to get into how I feel, but you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Hold up. We're going to go ahead and break this down. Sports bar style. Why? Because I'm stupid and want to try something new. It's game time. And we're not just talking about the ones with hoops and hardwood. No, sir. We're talking about Charles Barkley. And he's dribbling down the court of public opinion. He's taking shots in a game that's got higher stakes than the NBA Finals. You see, Barkley's been shooting from the mouth with the same confidence as Curry with a last-second three-pointer. But here's the jump ball question. Is it all fair in the game of free speech? Or is there such a thing as too much hang time when you're shooting the breeze about politics? Now, Chuck's been known to throw around words like they're alley-oops. Sometimes they connect, sometimes they fly over the backboard. And when he talked about punching black folks in the face for their choice of attire, well, that was more unexpected than finding out that your grandma got hops and can dunk with both hands. It was the kind of line that has you asking Chuck, oh, my man, what league are we playing in? But let's call a timeout on the judgment for just a second. I mean, the man has a right to let it fly like any of us. You know, I mean, the real MVP here is free speech. And Charles has been known to play a full court press. Yet, here's where the play gets tricky. It's like watching somebody trying to dribble a football. It's awkward. It doesn't quite fit. And you can't help but watch. Maybe even chuckle as it all unfolds. Now, we all know inside the NBA isn't C-SPAN with sneakers. People tune in for the love of the game, not filibusters. But Charles isn't just known as any commentator. He's a Hall of Famer with a personality that's bigger than Shaq's shoe collection and has his own show called King Charles on CNN. Sidebar, the Clinton/Comedy News Network is dying, so they had to do something. Charles has been a talking head for a long time, so when he speaks, it echoes from the rafters. That's why when he stepped out of bounds on the Gayle King interview, the crowd's reaction was mixed. I mean, some cheered, some jeered. But here's the thing. Is it fair to put a full court press on someone's speech? Or do we let the game of dialogue flow? Even if it means a few turnovers. Because after all, in the court of public opinion, it's not always as clear cut as the painted lines on a basketball court. All right, time for the fourth quarter, the final countdown. Here's where I need you to light up the comment section like it's the scoreboard in the final seconds. First, should we let our sports heroes have the full court to run on? I mean, from the three-point line of sports all the way to the outbounds of politics. And second, when they throw up a brick and their words bounce out of bounds, do we blow the whistle or do we let the play run its course? Let me know in the comments and let's keep the conversation going. Folks, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more like it, make sure you smash that like button and please consider subscribing to the channel. I humbly thank you in advance for checking out my other videos. So until the next one, I'll catch you in the comments. I'm gone.